This Keynote template is designed for any topic that students are studying. It's 5 facts about, and then you can select the topic that you'd like students to study. There are image placeholders to add in images, or you might want students to create a sketch in Sketches School for each of the pictures. A really good app to use to find out some information for kids is ABC Kids Listen. It is a free app and it's full of a range of different podcasts from 5 minutes to 2 hours. If I want to do a project on koalas, I can use the Noisy by Nature podcast section, and I can find this one on grunting koalas.
Noisy by Nature. I'm Anne.
Get students to listen to the podcast and see what facts they can remember and recall, and then they can write these into their 5 facts. So if our students are going to be looking at 5 facts about koalas, they can double tap on here and then type in the word koalas. You can get students to use Google Advanced Image Search to find royalty-free images that they can add into their 5 facts keynote, or they can use Sketches School and draw out the different images that they want that match the different facts that they've written down. It can be quite a creative way for students to express themselves, and you also don't have to worry about copyright and plagiarism as the students are creating all of their own content. You can also pinch in with 2 fingers to return to your sketches, and this should automatically save your sketch to your camera roll if it is set up. Into your Keynote presentation, you can now access your sketches by tapping on the placeholder and accessing your camera roll. If you'd like to keep the border or add a border around your picture, tap on your picture, tap on your paintbrush, and under Style, you can choose a border. On the first slide, get students to type in the first fact. Double tap the box and then write in a fact that you remember. It's a really good recalling activity. The fact should be short. You don't want students to type out a lot of information in this area because we want them to record their voice and be able to give us back more information verbally than written. They can also access their placeholder and the camera roll by tapping the plus and adding in another picture that they may have drawn. Again, if you'd like the border back on here, tap the paintbrush, tap Style, and add on a border. To take your Keynote to the next level and record your voice, tap on the plus in the top right hand corner, tap on Record Audio. Get students to think about what they're going to say before they start recording. Tell them it doesn't matter if they make a mistake, they can always undo and re-record as many times as they need to. For students who might not feel very confident in talking for a while or giving more information, they could simply record what is on each slide. Did you know koalas are marsupials? Tap Insert in the top right hand corner. Remind students as well, as this is Keynote, it doesn't matter where the speaker is technically placed. When they tap play, the speaker will be hidden. If you'd like students to take this Keynote even further, they can start to animate different elements on the slide. You might want to direct them to animate only the image or the text boxes. If they animate every single element on a slide, it starts to get too busy and it becomes distracting when people watch it. Let's animate the text boxes on this slide. Tap on the text box and tap Animate. Choose the animation you would like for this text box. I'm going to choose the same animation for the next text box. Tap on that text box. I'm going to add build-in and skid again. This way I keep my slide nice and consistent. I can use the build order in the top right hand corner to set the timing of each thing that I have animated. As we have an audio recording on here, we might want to tap on the audio recording and choose for it to start after transition. This will mean that our audio will play automatically when we tap play for our slide. For my first text box, I might also want to tap with build 1, so it starts animating with my audio. And then my second text box can start after that build. I can tap play and look at a preview. Did you know koalas are marsupials? If I'm happy with that, I can keep it this way, or I can go back in and retime. Then I would add in a second fact and a second image and another recording. If I'm going to animate on this slide, I would keep exactly the same type of animations on each text box and also the same timing of the audio coming on first with the first text box and then the second text box coming on second. It's a very important design rule to be consistent across all of the slides of your presentation. Having different animations on each slide becomes very, very distracting for the people who are watching your presentation. Once you have finished filling in every slide in your Keynote template, you might want to add in some slide transitions. Simply tap on your slide and tap on transition and choose a transition that you would like to use for your slide. As with your animation of the elements on the slide, make sure you choose the same transition for each slide to keep your presentation consistent. If you would like students to take this presentation even further, they can share and export it as a movie file. Simply tap on the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner and tap Export, and then choose Movie. Then you can choose Export and it will save to camera roll. The only trick when creating a movie file is you have to make sure that all your transitions are set to automatically time. Otherwise, as an exported movie, it might not move through the presentation for the correct timing, especially when you have audio on each slide. So it might take a little bit of extra time to get all the timings of each slide correct. If you tap on your slide and tap on transition, you can then tap the transition you want. You can see that this one says on tap, and that would be no good if we're exporting it as a movie. We'd have to change it to say automatically. Then we would have to decide how long the duration of the slide is going to be before it moves. Obviously, if you're talking at different speeds or lengths, you're going to need to time that with your voice. So it'll take students a little bit of time to actually figure out the different timings for each slide before they can export it as a movie file. Let's tap play in the top right-hand corner and see what our presentation looks like so far. Did you know that koalas are marsupials?